Stop right there, partner. Outstanding audition for Farmland's worst driver. I didn't know the old tractor could even make a turn like that. If it weren't for the horses running wild, I might even be impressed. Now, I'm not gonna try to convince you that fixing the fence is a privilege, or even much fun. I will say that I sure appreciate a person that's willing to right their wrongs. What's the big idea? Even cattle don't appreciate being prodded by a stranger. Look at this absolute dilly of a pickle. If you're hoping to recover your truly dismal first impression, there's only one thing you can do. Bring me back the rest of my horses. You've got a lot of work ahead of you. Don't worry, Tumbleweed. I'll supervise. My horses will be halfway to Timbuktu if we give them a chance. Get on her! Don't stand behind my horse unless you're hoping to get a kick out of it. Isn't this just pretty and impractical? Thanks, I'll put it on a shelf or something. Best mind those strained fingers. I'll be happy to get them under control if you can't. I'm fast with a rope. Don't stand behind. I guess I should be relieved you didn't crash into the corral next to the barn. That's where I keep my little pony. It's hard to find breeds with pink manes these days. Okay, stop. Stop. Stop! I was content to watch you do things the hard way because it satisfied my being annoyed with you. But it's not fair, and it's kind of making me feel bad. Stay right there. I'm gonna get us some supplies and tools. Do you have a pencil? I'm gonna give you some tips on how to wrangle horses. Saddle up. We're gonna go for a little ride. Don't worry, the route's only 3 or 4 hours. Best mind those strained fingers. I'll be happy to get them under control if you can't. I'm fast with a rope. Nothing ruins the believability of a game or a movie for me more than when they start using weird mounts. You expect me to believe that riding on a big yellow ostrich is more effective than a horse? You're not tired, are you? We still got hours of useful daylight left. Come on, grab that hay bale. I sure do miss my horses. If you can't find the rest, you should wander out to the prairies and bring me back some of them wild ones. Heard they're all saddle-trained and everything. Ha! No, not really. I love this notion city people seem to have that all animals are tamed. Mustangs will just as soon kick you in the head as they would let you stand in their field. When a farm girl tells you to do chores, it's kind of like flirting. We're revving you up and seeing what you got for us. Hey, whose horse is that? Just teasing, it's mine. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey!" The horse says, "You read my mind!" Nothing ruins. Listen, don't dig for water under an outhouse. You make good and sure the horses you bring me are mine. You can tell by the sweet little curly V painted on their left hip. Don't know why they call it the simple life out on the farm. You gotta know some about botany, meteorology, mechanics, veterinary medicine, chemistry, and entomology. Does that sound simple? Thanks for recognizing it. There's a lot of learning and know-how that goes into this place, and it irks me something fierce when people go discounting it. Oh, hey! I was just about to stand in the middle of the pasture with my arms out, saying shh. Saw it in a movie once. Makes the horses feel braver. One of my red roans disappears sometimes and comes back all covered in dust and soot. Don't know where she goes, but it must be one heck of a wild hunt. Best mind those strained fingers. I'll be happy to get them under control if you can't. I'm fast with a rope. Gosh, I'm hardly ever up this late. Most of the time the sun dictates my waking hours. This is nice. One time I filled our kitchen with rubber chickens. Then I told Bonbon that the flock escaped and they were laying eggs all over the house. You should have seen her face when she realized it was a prank. Hey, just taking a little survey. Do you prefer to be the tablespoon or the teaspoon? Thanks in advance for your participation. I spend so much time in the country, I could tell you the name of every cricket around. Most of them mind their own business, but the one on the window ledge keeps telling me to follow my conscience. Thanks for bringing back Applejail. Only a select few can ride her without getting bucked off and trampled to death. Tell you what, I'll let you ride her as a reward. Up's a daisy. Oh, you sweet thing. You should have seen the look on your face. Don't you worry your pretty little head. I'd never put you in any real danger. Not on purpose, anyway. Sometimes I marvel that humans will pack bond with damn near anything. Horses, they tend to stick with their own sort. That's why I'm honored they like me. And from what I can see, they like you too. Gosh, I ain't never really been one to like it when people throw their money about. But something in the way you spoil me makes me think I can start getting real used to this. When I was small, I used to talk my horse's ears off. Not one of them ever talked back. I know. A horse is a horse, of course. They're not much for two-way conversation. We should call it a day and resume tomorrow. I'll be expecting you by 4 a.m. sharp. I like us having breakfast together. Well, shoot. Of course it seems nice to live in a great big city with lots of money and endless possibilities. But when's the last time you made a pizza with stuff you grew and made yourself? Oh boy, you're in for a treat this evening. Bonbon's homemade dough, baby's hothouse tomatoes and peppers, and fresh cheese from my cow Daisy. Let me tell you, you ain't never tasted nothing nicer. Look what the horse dragged in. Grab that wheelbarrow. We're moving the manure. My stars! If there's a medal for happier than a pig in mud, then I'd surely win. Did you see all that corn on the cob? Why, it's like a never-ending supply. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. I don't understand the appeal of zebras. They're less well-behaved than donkeys, and they just look like horses that rolled around in striped paint. Sun's setting. Do you know what kind of horse only comes out after dark? A nightmare. We should call it a day and resume tomorrow. Please don't go into the fields unless you're in a tractor. Wandering through the crops is an open invitation to get abducted by aliens. and I'd never be able to live with myself if that happened. If the horses aren't handled properly, they won't jump for you. They'll stop with a jerk, and then the jerk will fall off. Everyone learns, but not to worry. I experienced that, so you don't have to. Ha ha ha! Caught ya! You're gonna have to get up earlier than that to pull a prank on Marybelle Valentine. Better luck next time. Do you know what I like about horses? They're sturdy, and graceful, and dependable, and stubborn, and really hardworking, and also mischievous. That's what I like about you, too. You're like a horse. It's a compliment. I think you're sturdy. Yee-haw! It's probably obvious to you by now, but that sweet face of yours just makes my heart giddy up. In no universe can you mount horses like that and still expect them to know the way you want to go while shooting at enemies facing all backwards. I can't believe I was the only one laughing. All three of us girls grew up on this farm. As the eldest Valentine, I knew I needed to take care of it when our parents couldn't anymore. I'm proud to keep this place running. Here, give me your hand. My shirt's real soft. Can you tell what it's made out of? Girlfriend material. Just kidding, it's actually flannel. We should call it a day. If the horses aren't handled properly, instead of having you come over when the sun comes up, I think it's just straight beneficial for you to stay the night here. The rooster will make sure we're up on time. I don't mean to stir up trouble, but I have a real desire to settle in for a stable relationship. All jokes aside, I'm asking you to canter along with me, partner. As my partner. Always good to see you, and your timing is perfect. I just finished the morning chores, and you have me all to yourself till it's time for the afternoon chores. If you're trying to blow my hat right off my head with your generosity, then you're going about it in all the right ways. That was the last one, Tumbleweed. You've returned all my horses to me. Even though the work's done, I'm not done with you. Stay a while longer? You just made me feel like the highest riding cowgirl this side of the Appalachians. I may or may not have dug out my old rubber chickens and hidden them under the hay, just to make the chores more exciting. There's only one way to find out. Bluebirds make their nest in the trees near the barn. Maybe this sounds soft, but it makes me so happy to see them flitting around. I like knowing my home is a welcoming place. A little part of me hoped my horses would pick up on how much of a crush I had on you and do that thing from the movies. You know, when they push two people together with their noses. It's so romantic. I love the kindness and intelligence in horses' eyes. I really find myself getting lost in there. Even still, it doesn't hold a candle to the spell your eyes put me under. If I was truly in school, this skirt would get me dress coded lickety-split. Or is that the point? Are you fixin' to send me to detention, Tumbleweed? Thanks for suiting me up, partner. Some may say it's impractical, but I don't know a better thing to wear for corralling seahorses. Since it's the big day, I made us a reservation in a highfalutin hotel. We're gonna stay in the bridal suite. Would you look at that? I could absolutely be front and center on a parade float, hooting and hollering for the holidays. Gosh, does dressing me up crank your tractor? I gotta say, it does mine more than I expected. What else you got? Down the road, someone's learning the banjo. In the evenings, I like to sit on the porch swing under a blanket for a listen. Would you care to join me tonight? In the wild, horses are led by the eldest mare. Applying that logic to us Valentines, that'd make me the leader. Too bad trying to get us organized is like herding cats. We're all mighty independent. You make me feel so loved, important, chosen for just being myself, wanted for who I am, truly valued instead of tolerated. I love you.